Thank you for having me here today. I'm happy to present an update on your AMA Foundation. As Jacqueline said, we're proud to be a philanthropic partner for the AMA Alliance, so we're glad to be here with you today. All right, let's see if I can make the clicker work. I'm not usually very good at these things. Okay. I kept this slide in from previous presentations. I'm sure many of you have seen it before, but I think it's a nice reminder of where we've come and how far that we have been along this journey together. As you all know, the Alliance was the primary driver of donations for the AMA Foundation for a very long time. It wasn't until the early 2000s that the AMA Foundation actually had its own programs, raised its own money. All of you were the primary fundraisers and supported your physician spouses' medical schools. And so just a reminder of where we come from. The primary connection that we have with the AMA Alliance is through our Physicians of Tomorrow program. So you have the Alliance Grassroots Honor Fund Scholarship. It's a $10,000 award to a rising final year medical student. And it is part of our overall program. We gave away 34 scholarships last year. 2 of them were to the AMA Alliance. One of them was underwritten by our board of directors in honor of your centennial celebration, so we were proud to do that. The board personally underwrote that second scholarship with their own personal donations, so a large kudos to them for doing that. And I would just like to show you so here's the scholarship. These are your 2 recipients from last year in case you haven't gotten a chance to meet them. So first up, I'll let you read her statement, her thank you note, part of her thank you note to all of you. And then your second awardee. As you can see, both are deeply grateful for the support that they have gotten as part of their medical school journey. $10,000, is still a drop in the bucket in terms of overall medical school costs. However, our students always say how grateful they are to receive the support, to know that there are people that want them to succeed, especially as it comes to supporting women and children and family, which is what your scholarship does. But I also want to share more about what the AMA Foundation does as a whole today. We often talk about our scholarships because physicians and physician spouses are most passionate about giving back and supporting those who are coming next. But we have a variety of other programs that we want to highlight today. Jacqueline most recently spoke at our Leadership Development Institute. She did a webinar for our students. Our Leadership Development Institute is for, again, rising final year medical students. We want to give them the tools that they need to succeed as part of their physician career, being introduced to what it's like to become part of organized medicine, sharing with them communication tools, resume builders, getting a chance to speak to each other and really learn about what it's like to be a physician leader. Rather than just giving them a scholarship, we want to show them, this is something bigger than just getting money. Moving forward, we're talking a lot about what this program looks like and how we can have a bit bigger impact. This is for medical students. We're talking about the potential of adding in residents. We don't have a resident-based program, and there might be some overlap there. We do have 2 medical students that sit on our board, and they have a lot of ideas on how to enhance this program so that it has a bigger impact. We also have our Excellence in Medicine Awards. If you're coming to the annual meeting, please join us for our ceremony on Saturday, June 10th at 5:30. We'll be giving away 9 awards this year. They're for any physician that's done extraordinary work. We have a variety of categories. We want to ensure that we are recognizing people for the phenomenal work that they're doing. And so sorry, I lost my train of thought. Wow. Anybody ever have one of those moments where all the words just completely escape you? In any event, it'll be a nice chance to celebrate these physician leaders. Often they're actually from outside the House of Delegates, which is really fantastic. So if there's a physician in your life that you think deserves an award, please, nominate them for these awards. We have a great selection committee that reviews all of the applications, and it's a nice way to just say thank you to someone. It comes with a $2,500 honoraria that is given to a nonprofit of their choice. Some people do give it back to your AMA Foundation, which is always great. But we encourage you to come and hear from our award winners this year. One of our biggest programs right now is our National LGBTQ Plus Fellowship Program. We have one of our awardees is right here in Tennessee at Vanderbilt. We've given away 3 $750,000 grants to medical teaching institutions. It's a 4-year grant period that includes a program development year where they prepare for they're building this fellowship from the ground up. And as their AMA Foundation, we're serving as the convener. We're taking all of the learnings, all of the research, all of the curricula, and we're going to compile that, look for best practices, and eventually the goal is that we can distribute it to all medical schools. There's not a lot of hours spent on LGBTQ plus healthcare at the medical school level, but we decided to start with the fellowship year, figure out what those unique healthcare needs are and how we can best serve those needs in the community. But our ultimate goal is to move the needle in LGBTQ plus healthcare. And so this upcoming year, we'll be focusing on mostly convening, bringing people together. So we have these fantastic program leads and fellows. We want to make sure that they have opportunities to share their ideas with each other. No need to reinvent the wheel. We held our first in-person meeting with all of our fellowship institutions in Madison this past March. It was really fantastic, and everyone said how valuable it was to be in the same room. That included our board, our fellowship commission that runs the program, all the fellows, our fellowship program directors. It was really fantastic. But we want to broaden that even more, bring in other advocates, other stakeholders, volunteers, experts in the field so that even more ideas can be exchanged and so that we can really move the needle in LGBTQ plus healthcare. Our disaster relief program, which is mostly generously underwritten by our AMA Board of Trustees. They provide a grant every year so that we can support FEMA-declared disaster areas so physicians can rebuild their practices. We've given out 3 grants as part of the program. They're listed out on your screen. And there's so much more that we can do. This is one area where we could really expand. Disasters are happening more frequently, sadly, in terms of especially natural disasters with fires, tornadoes, hurricanes, and they're particularly devastating. And so this is a chance for us to directly impact physicians on the ground. The application is very simple. It's designed that way so that we can get money to where it's needed. And so just keep that in mind if something happens in your area. Please reach out to us. We do our best to reach out to the state medical societies to let them know this money is available, but it's one of our newer programs and it's in collaboration with our AMA. And finally, our newest program that the board decided to create this past year actually is called our Health Equity Acceleration Fund. We want to be in alignment with the AMA in all the things that we do. So we're making a $5 million investment in health equity initiatives at the AMA. It's over a 3-year period. The AMA will, as part of its 3 pillars, provide the AMA Foundation with proposals. The board will review them, and then in alignment and in collaboration with the AMA, work together with the business units, the Center for Health Equity, to implement these health equity initiatives. We anticipate our first proposal will be coming this fall. The AMA is waiting on a Supreme Court decision to submit its first proposal to us, but we're really excited about this program so that we can further align with the AMA as well as support health equity initiatives that go across all the business units and not just focus on one thing. So there'll be plenty more about this to come. This is just a sampling of our grant recipients from this past year. If we put all of the different years together, you would see a lot more little dots and flags and little hands on there, but you can see we have a nationwide reach. We want to continue to ensure that we do have a nationwide reach, and and all of you can be partners in that. We always want more people to apply to our programs. And so part of the reason that we have this update and we're sharing all of our programs with you is we want to go to where the need is needed. We want to make sure that if there are leaders across the country, they can apply to our programs so we can support them, not just the coast, not just those closest to the AMA offices. And so we have committed over the next year to support the AMA Alliance with communications as part of our budget for next year, and so that we can continue to work with you as your partner, as Jacqueline said, in philanthropy. I just wanted to briefly highlight our strategic goals as your AMA Foundation. We're moving into year 2 of our strategic plan. I mentioned a little bit about health equity initiatives. They're the cornerstone of all of our programs, and so we're continuing to highlight that. We always want to make sure that our fiscal responsibility is at the very top of all things that we do, bringing in more money, diversifying our revenue sources, and working with more institutional and individual partners. And then finally, our programs don't do very much if you don't know about them. And so we're going to further invest in our communications, the way we market to the different audiences and stakeholders that we have. So expect to hear more from your AMA Foundation moving forward. If you're going to be at the annual meeting, I would be remiss if I didn't highlight that we'll be there and we'll be raising money. It's really fantastic to hear about it looks like a little challenge that was going on during your meeting here today. We will have a challenge at the AMA meeting as well. It's not on the screen, but we'll give you a little sneak preview. So we are challenging our AMA board leadership and councils against the House of Delegates, against the sections, to see who can get the highest participation at the meeting. Last meeting, we did the specialties versus the states. The states blew the specialties out of the water, significantly blew them out of the water, and so we wanted to change it up a little bit. It's not just about how much money we raise. Much like you want to bring in new members and you underwrote one of the registration fees, we want to bring in new donors. It's really important to continue to build our pool of people that are invested in our programs. And so we hope to see some of you there. Again, come to our reception. We want to celebrate with all of you as well and encourage your physician spouses to donate as part of the meeting. And that is our pin for the year, the little Chicago skyline. We do a different one for each meeting. And so I just want to close by saying thank you. The most important part of what we do is getting to say thank you to all of our donors. All of the people in this room, all the donors that underwrite our programs, you make what we do possible. And so we are deeply grateful for all the contributions, both the time and treasure that you give. And so thank you for having me here today. I really appreciate the chance to give you an update on your AMA Foundation. And we do look forward to being a partner with you as we continue to go into the future. We have a lot of synergy. There's a lot of ways that we can work together. And Jacqueline's been a really great partner as we've continued to build that relationship, as many have come before her, Mary Beth and Sarah and Dave, Nancy Kyler. We've been very grateful for all the leadership of the AMA Alliance. And so thank you for having me here today.